I am afraid. I am afraid to start another project, and this project has a major impact on the appearance of my garden.
Hi there, and welcome to the Beach House Garden Diary.
The project I'm talking about is painting my fence. Today this is screaming white because all the stain has weared off, and now I want to paint it black. My favorite color, of course. But starting with this project is very hard because the fence is 400 meters long, and this task feels a bit overwhelming, at least at now. But I'm going to start anyway, so join me.
This is how the fence looks at the current moment. It is screaming white, although no one has ever painted it. This wood was only treated in the factory with the wood protection chemicals when I ordered it around 9 years ago. And after that, it has not seen any kind of treatment. So now, 9 years later, it is the latest time to give it some new protection coating.
And I'm going to start exactly from here. And here comes the big reveal.
Well, the funny part here is that although I absolutely adore the black color, I was still horrified by the fact of painting everything black and imagining the possibility that perhaps I do not like the result. So I was very happy to see that actually I do like the result, and I think this fence looks so much fancier with this black color, which is called piki, which is a name from the Finnish language and means bitumen, which normally has a black appearance, right? Anyway, it has a nice earthy tone to it, and it is actually a stain and not a paint. So it has a very nice appearance in my opinion. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of the color? And just in case you like it, I'm gonna leave the product and the color code into the description box. First, I was using the tiny brush to put the stain on the fence. That took so long, but perhaps it still was the right tool because there was so many tiny little corners that I had to reach on the gates. And it was such a trouble to work under the dogwood bush. I was pruning this very heavily in the springtime, and by now it had completely grown back and even bigger as it was before. Clearly, I was getting distracted by that. But by the time of the sunset, I had managed to paint both sides of the gate and as well the tiny foot gate, which is actually hidden under the dogwood bush. And I figured I absolutely loved the new color, even though it was not clearly visible in that evening light.
That's all I managed to do with the first 3 hours. But hopefully the tricky part is done, and now it's just straight lines to go forward.
I wasn't prepared that it would take me 3 weeks to get back to the task.
Oh no! So I started to paint the fence already 3 weeks ago, and I did all the trimming for the grass and the plants beforehand. And what you can see now is that they have grown back because, well, that's what the plants do. So I have to do that again because now I'm really planning to paint the fence. It's always very hard to prune these wild roses because you take off so many beautiful branches. But the trick is that these kind of roses bloom on the first year branches, So when you take off the old ones, actually the new ones come. So I'll keep on going, and hopefully I get to paint it as well today. And there are a couple of things that I consider when I take off these branches. First, I take off all the branches that are dead. That is obvious. Then secondly, I need to take off the branches that are obviously growing in a wrong location. So these are going. Then from the inside, I can actually see if there are any branches that are growing inwards. So these are coming off. And then what remains is the pruning. So that's the approach in here. So let's start.
I'm not sure that you signed up to this part of the video when you clicked on the title about painting the fence. But anytime you plan to do something on your own, then all kind of side works tend to pop up. So this was the side work that I had to tackle before I could actually paint the fence. So I included also this part in the video. And there was a lot of roses to prune. That took me another 3 to 4 hours and I got absolutely exhausted in the end. But I didn't give up because I did want to paint the fence. Well, look at me with all this enthusiasm in my eyes. Clearly, I did not want to do any more pruning.
I think that's enough.
But did I get to paint the fence now? No, because now was time to trim the grass. And there was of course a lot of grass to trim. And typical to me, I did address also other areas in my garden while already trimming, so that took even more time.
And I think it's time to take down this wildflower thing here, so that it will grow again next year.
Well, after that was done, I decided to do some manual de-weeding because it was not possible to actually trim behind the fence.
To show you somebody, it's not focusing very well, but the funny thing is that there are so many colorful spiders in here. He is so green. Not sure what he's planning. Don't you want to go away?
And these huge nettles and branches would have been obviously on the way when painting. Honestly, that part was just so overgrown that you can feed the whole crowd of cows or lambs with this grass that I got out from there. Anyway, I was raking this all together and taking to the backyard together with all the branches from the wild roses, and I was finally ready to paint. Yoo-hoo! And just after I had finished stirring the paint, I felt some raindrops.
It seems to rain a bit, but okay. And now comes the fun part. That one of my friends said that it is so much easier to apply the paint to the fence with the roller. So that's what I'm going to try now. Let's see. A little. Oops. This is something I need to learn how to.
I poured a little paint past the paint tray. I was just already mumbling there, trying to motivate myself somehow, as I was quite tired from all the preparation works that I had done during the day.
Oh, it is easier. Oh, wow.
Well, adding the paint with the roller was definitely a different kind of experience from applying this with a paintbrush. It was very, very smooth and very satisfying to do. However, at some point, I started to feel that the roller does not take the paint into itself anymore so well, so it required continuous popping into the paint bucket. But I didn't give up. I was determined to do as much as I can with these 2 hours that I had available this day. So I was giving my best, climbing the fence when it was necessary to paint the post on the other side, had some battles with the robotic lawnmower in the meantime, and finished by the sunset.
With 2 hours, I managed to do exactly that much, and only from one side. So this definitely is a huge task, as I have 400 meters of fence, and from this I have done exactly 25 meters. Okay, not exactly much.
And then another 3 weeks passed.
Hello, these are the hands of my mom, as we are trying to somehow paint the fence through these wonderful flowering wild roses and some arborvitae trees. And this is not an easy task, because these are super scratchy, and these are the tiniest ones that we have in here. Wasn't really easy. So this is how it works. Bend the arborvitae and then you paint the fence. Alright. My mom is painting the other half from the other side, so this makes the work twice as efficient. But we are still progressing very slow because of all the trees and bushes and stuff in here. But it looks good.
As I knew my mom is coming to help, I also invested in 2 specialty brushes which are made for painting the wood. These worked so much better than the roller or the tiny brush that I had used beforehand. So bending one arborvitae tree at a time and one wild rose at a time, we were progressing with the work. In the end, we did get to the free fence area where it was already a fun to work. So much so that we had to do a happy dance in the end. Yay! And here's a teaser for the next video.
Okay, I'm now trying to do something a little bit scary and unconventional for myself, because I have a new work tool that I try to use for my fence, and this is a paint gun. I'm gonna fill the container, and I already have my cords laid around the whole property. So today is the day. I'm gonna try it out. Let me show you. This is how it looks like. Oh, just wish me luck.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back here to see the adventures with the paint gun. But so far, I wish you all the best and take care.